Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's video, I've got 4 super easy and delicious fall treats and snacks to share with you. These are so yummy and super easy and quick to put together. Let me show you how I did these. First up, we're making caramel apple bites. So here is what I'm going to use to make these. First up, you need some pretzels, either these mini ones, or you could also use, I think they call them the snaps. They're just like the little rectangle ones. You need some Rolo candies. That's what the recipe called for, but really you could use any chocolate covered caramel candies. Like I think Cadbury has the Caramellos, I believe they're called. I've got an apple. The recipe called for a green apple, but I had a red on hand and we prefer that anyway. So that's what I'm going to use. But I will say a green apple, the tartness of that would go really well with the other ingredients. I'm going to toss my apple in some lemon juice, and then the recipe also called for toothpicks. So I've got the oven preheating to 250 degrees. I've got some parchment paper laid out on a baking sheet. I'm just going to take the pretzels and line them up in a single layer and just, use how many ever pretzels as how many ever little of these bites you want to make. Next, we're going to add one of the Rolos. You want to make sure that you unwrap these. Once I've added one of the Rolos to each little pretzel, we're going to cut the apple into little bite-sized pieces. Now, I cut the apple just a little bit too large. I would make them just a tiny little bit smaller next time. You can remove the peel if you want to. I left it on. And then, like I said, I'm going to toss these in some lemon juice. So the pretzels and chocolate are going to go into the oven just for about 3 or 4 minutes. You don't need to cook these very long at all. In hindsight, I should have patted the bottoms of the apple slices on a little bit of paper towel before I put them onto the chocolate, but it's okay. It turned out just fine. But all you want to do is take those apple slices and press them slightly into the chocolate and then allow them to cool for, I'd say probably 45 minutes or an hour, and then that's it. These were so yummy. The chocolate, the caramel, the apple, the saltiness of the pretzel, so good. And quick side note, I didn't feel like the toothpick step was necessary. You can do it if you want to. Obviously, if you're doing this for like a party, it might be a little bit easier to pick these up. But yeah, I didn't feel like it was necessary. But other than that, super quick and easy little snack to put together. And these were delicious. Next up, I'm making a pumpkin honey bun cake. Now, I've made a honey bun cake in the past several times before. They are delicious, but I've never tried a pumpkin one, and I will be making this again. This was so good. Of course, the recipe will be linked in the description box below for you. You can check that out. Here's everything that I'm going to use. I've got vegetable oil, eggs, a yellow cake mix. Use whatever brand you prefer, powdered sugar, brown sugar, milk, pumpkin pie spice, vanilla extract, and canned pumpkin. And make sure you get the canned pumpkin puree and not pumpkin pie filling. 2 very, very different things. I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees. Now, this is important. Go by the measurements and instructions in the recipe. Don't go by the box, okay? So in this bowl here, I'm going to add in my vegetable oil followed by the eggs. Once I've got those in there, I'm going to give that a really good whisk. Then I'm going to add in my canned pumpkin, give that another really good whisk. Now I'm going to add in my cake mix, and the recipe said to beat this with a mixer for 2 minutes, but yeah, I was feeling lazy this day, didn't feel like getting that out, so I just did it by hand. You will see me switch to like heavier balloon metal whisk though. So once I've got that mixed really well, I'm going to place half of the mixture. Again, just half the cake mixture, save the other half. Placing that into a well-greased cake pan, 9 by 13. In this separate bowl here, I've got my brown sugar. I'm going to add in my pumpkin pie spice, mix that really well, and then you just want to sprinkle that into an even layer over top of that first half of cake mix. Once you've got all the brown sugar and pumpkin pie spice sprinkled over, you're going to take the rest of that cake batter and drizzle it over top. And then I just like to take a spatula and kind of smooth it out. Some of the brown sugar mixture will move around just a little bit, but that is totally fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Everything will turn out in the end. So once you've gotten that smooth, this is going to go into the preheated oven. You are going to bake this for about 25 to 30 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Once the cake is done, the recipe suggests pricking holes in the cake with a fork. That is optional, but it just allows the glaze to kind of sink into the cake a little bit, and then you want to allow the cake to cool. In the meantime, we're going to make the glaze. So in this separate bowl here, I've got my powdered sugar. I'm going to add in the milk, the vanilla extract, and then the recipe didn't call for this, but I always like to add just the tiniest little bit of salt into a glaze. I saw that like years ago somewhere on the Food Network. It just kind of helps the flavors, like especially the vanilla in the glaze, come out a little bit more. Remember, salt is a flavor enhancer. But we're just going to drizzle that all over the cake, and then that is it. Again, you want to allow this to cool completely and allow that glaze to set up, and then you are ready to cut this up and serve it. And I mean, this just absolutely screamed fall. This was so good. Next up is a harvest snack mix. This is so perfect for like all the fall, Halloween, movie nights. I made this batch for Gary and I, and then we just kind of snacked on it over the course of a week, like while we were watching TV and movies. And this is absolutely customizable. Use whatever ingredients you or your family or guests like, what you can find on sale or what you've got on hand. Here's just what I'm going to use. I've got some peanuts, the Reese's Minis. I wanted these, one, because they're bite-sized, two, they're already unwrapped, but they have Reese's Minis pumpkin shapes coming out. They haven't hit my local stores. I tried to find them because I thought that would be super cute in these, but yeah, just the Reese's Minis worked just fine. I've got some pretzel sticks, some caramel popcorn, Reese's Pieces, and then candy corn and the little candy pumpkins. Now, I kind of took inspiration from something I saw on Pinterest. I'll put that in the description box below for you. But you guys, this isn't a real recipe. Just use whatever amounts you like and use whatever ingredients you want. So that's all I did. I just got a big bowl out and then just added as much or as little of everything as I wanted. And I know the candy corn and the candy pumpkins are controversial. A lot of people don't like them. I don't love them, but they're festive and they're cute. And I will say though, if you've never tried eating candy corn combined with peanuts, you got to give it a try because it tastes like a payday candy bar. So once you get that all mixed together, it's ready to go. Store this in an airtight container and just snack on it, like I said, while you're having movie night, game night, doing all the fall activities. I also think this would be a sweet little gift for teachers, neighbors, guests, whomever. You could just put it in a little cute container, and yeah, I think it'd be perfect. And the last little treat idea I've got for you all today are apple cider floats. So here's what I'm going to use. First up, I've got some whipped topping. Target, Aldi, and a couple other stores have come out with different fall flavored dairy toppings. I think some of those would be yummy in this. So if you have those or see them, keep an eye out. And like I said, I think it would be good in this. Next up, some vanilla ice cream. Use whatever brand you've got. This was on sale last week, so that's what I purchased. Next up, some caramel sauce, followed by apple cider. And then to garnish this, I'm going to use a little bit of cinnamon and a cinnamon stick. That's totally optional. Just like what I said with the snack mix, this also isn't a quote-unquote recipe. The amounts don't really matter. Just do it to your preference and taste. So I'm going to take the glass of my choice and add some of that caramel drizzle down throughout the glass. And then I'm going to add in my ice cream, followed by the apple cider. Now, I'm just doing cold apple cider. This came from Food Line, and this was actually really good apple cider. You could do hot apple cider if you wanted to. You could also do sparkling apple cider. Once I've got the apple cider, I'm going to add my whipped topping and then my little caramel drizzle, as well as a little drizzle of cinnamon and then that cinnamon stick. And yeah, that's it. Super quick and easy. And these were so good. I'm not usually a huge apple cider fan. I'll have a few sips of it through the season, but this was really good. Like I said, that was some good apple cider, and that with the ice cream and the caramel, so good. All right, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you'll give these little treats and snacks a try throughout this upcoming season. If you do give them a try, send me a comment down below or a message on Instagram. Let me know what you tried and what you thought of it. And yeah, I hope that you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.